The West African nation of Benin, home to nearly 15 million people, woke on Sunday morning to a declaration of a coup. A group of soldiers appeared on national television saying they had seized power. The self-styled Military Committee for Refoundation, led by Lieutenant Colonel Pascal Tigri, claimed to be stepping in to fix what they described as a failed state.
Toutes les institutions sont dissoutes.
All institutions are dissolved. Political party activity suspended until further notice. Benin's land, sea and air borders are closed until further notice. Taking power at this moment reflects the CMR's firm determination to end the exclusion of all social groups in our country without any distinction during the transition and to restore national cohesion.
On the morning of September 7, 2025, a handful of soldiers stepped into Elevation Stadium and into history. For minutes, the nation watched soldiers reading words no one had expected to hear. Benin, once a poster child of West African democracy, had in recent years grown quieter in its streets, louder in its courts. President Patrice Talon, a businessman turned into statesman, pushed sweeping reforms, modernizing ports, counting investment, but critics said the costs were political. One analyst says Talon's reform brought growth, but they also narrowed the room for dissent. People felt carved out. By the late 2025, rumors of plot and arrest had already punctured the camp. At dawn, at least 8 soldiers stormed the state broadcaster. They announced the suspension of the constitution, the closure of borders, and the formation of a military committee for refoundation. At their head, Lieutenant Colonel Pascal Tigri. Within hours, the government said it had regained control. Officials were swept. The interior minister later said the coup had been foiled and that the armed forces remained loyal. But the soldiers who spoke on camera gave 2 basic justifications: a claim that the state had neglected national security, especially in the north, and grievances about fallen soldiers and a lack of care for their families. Across the Sahel belt, insecurity has bled over borders. Soldiers in countries like Benin have grown frustrated by what they see as politically mismanagement and insufficient resources. That claim, security failings and the welfare of soldiers echoed in the tense words broadcast from the TV text. Whether those claims justified armed seizure of power is the question. The rest of the West Africa would answer in chorus. Benin shocks struck amid a familiar cadence across the region, a string of military interventions that analysis now called a coup belt. From Mali to Burkina Faso, Niger to Guinea, and into 2025, armies has taken and attempted to take the power. Mali did it in 2020, 2021, Burkina Faso 2022, 2023, Niger 2023, Guinea 2021, Guinea-Bissau 2025. Label selected events 2020 to 2025 were illustrative. Benin's attempt plunged into the same pattern of security crisis, contested legitimacy, and military impatience. The region's coups are different in details. Similar impulse, soldiers stepping in where civilian species are perceived, rightly or wrongly, as folly. Immediately, regional and continental institutions condemned the move. ECOWAS, long guardian of the West African Constitutional Order, issued a sharp condemnation. The African Union called the attempt a grave violation of democratic principles. ECOWAS said, "We will not tolerate unconstitutional changes of governments." Those words were not merely rhetoric. ECOWAS has in the past deployed sanctions, mediators, and even forceful deterrents to counter coups. And the message was clear. This attempt would not be accepted by the regional order. For ordinary Beninese, the episode was a reminder that democracy can be fragile. Gunfire, fear, and confusion do not live neatly when a broadcast returns to normal. Journalists saw people clustering in doorways, listening to briefings. For some, it felt like deja vu from neighbors' coups. The attempted seizure of power in Benin in December 2025 was brief but brutal in image. Soldiers at the news desks, a country holding its breath, it exploded grievances, revealed cracks in civil-military relations, and forced West Africa to look again at the price of instability. As the investigation continues, the questions remain: who benefits, who pays, and how can institutions be strengthened so that bullets never again speak where ballots should? What are your thoughts in Benin's current coup? What do you think? Do you think it's justified or not? Whatever it is, drop your opinion in the comment section. Thank you for watching this channel.